Welcome to Cascadia-coast-news. It is October 15th. So it's obvious that that little peace agreement between Hamas and Israel is not going to be working out, especially when Hamas has gunmen carrying out public executions in the middle of the street. This agreement is not going to last. It's already being partially broken. I've been giving this a lot of thought, and I personally think that all of this is intentional. I think that, and I didn't want to say this on YouTube, but I have to. There is a hidden agenda. Well, it's not so hidden anymore. But there are people behind the scenes. I'm not going to name names. But they're some of the wealthiest people in the world. Actually, they are the wealthiest people in the world. And they want a one world government. And I believe that all these sides are being funded by the same people to destabilize the world economy and to destabilize the peace and stability of the world, so they can carry out a one world order in the ashes. I'm going to play this clip for you. It's from Sky News. It's showing what the Hamas did to these I think they're civilians.
A graphic video has shown Hamas fighters conducting a public execution of alleged Israeli collaborators. The footage here shows Hamas gunmen lining up 7 men in a public square and shooting them from behind. Hamas confirmed the authenticity of the video. The group told Reuters they will not be tolerating any violations of order in Gaza. Palestinian security sources say dozens of people have been killed in clashes between Hamas fighters and rival tribal groups in recent days.
It depends on what level you want to go down to, but you've got Hamas and allied groups who are, if you like, of an Islamist stamp. You've also got non-Islamist hardline Palestinians who reject any accommodation with Israel. And then you've got some groups who are not allied with Hamas. And then you've got clans and families. In many cases, those people are against Hamas as well.
So what you got there is a power vacuum. We've seen this before. Joining us.
So I don't know what happened. It just got cut off. It stopped recording my audio for some damn reason. I'm trying to get it to where I'm not an audio expert by any means, and I'm not a computer expert by any means. So I'm trying to get it to where I can use this microphone and record my screen at the same time. But when I'm trying it now to record my screen, it gives double audio and it just sounds really shitty. So if any of y'all can tell me how to do that without having double audio playing, and to be able to record my screen at the same time, it would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, so I'm going to play the rest. I'm not going to play all this because at the end of this video, it's just them talking about Australia's laws and crap like that, and that's not what this video is for. And I don't want to take up a lot of your all time. But this part right here, I'm recording a couple days after the peace agreement was broken. So obviously I was right that the peace agreement was not going to work out. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to realize that Hamas and Israel are not going to stop fighting. They're going to continue to fight. You know, it would have been great if the peace deal between that Trump worked out would have stuck, but we all knew it wasn't gonna. But after this, I got a lot of stuff coming. I am so behind on the news. I've just been so busy that it's kind of hard to keep up with everything, as y'all already know. So I'm going to play this video, and hopefully I don't fuck the audio up. Excuse my language.
Got there as a power vacuum. We've seen this before. Joining us live on our Wednesday morning is our panel with two men with experience in intelligence communities in Canberra. Labor MP Julian Hill, Liberal MP Philip Thompson. Good morning to you both. So, Julian, I'll start with you here. How concerned are you about a war, if you like, within a war?
A war within a war, Pete?
A war within a war. You've got a war within a war. If you want me to spell it out, you've got a small kind of civil war between these rival groups in Gaza now, that small picture, while you've got the bigger war, which Donald Trump now has conceded is over.
Happy to comment on that. I thought you were talking about the Coalition and the Liberal Party and their civil war. Look, that video is disgusting, and it reinforces the position the government's taken. To list Hamas as a terrorist group and make clear that they can have no role in the future governance of a Palestinian state.
Philip, as someone who knows a bit about warfare, what do you make of this power vacuum?
Well, it's quite concerning, and hearing from President Trump earlier saying that if Hamas doesn't disarm, he'll disarm them. It is very concerning to see that there is conflict that is bubbled over again and executions happening. We should be keeping a close eye on it, because if it isn't controlled, it will explode into militia-style conflict throughout the region. It's something that we don't want to see, especially in times of peace talking.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we'd be facing if we went in with peacekeeping troops. John O'Doniam supported that yesterday if we were asked. Big caveat there. Would you support that, Philip, peacekeeping troops to Gaza?
I think it's a bit early right now to be talking about setting Australians as peacekeepers, especially since we're only now seeing the release of hostages. Not all of the bodies of the hostages have been released. It's still in turmoil and conflict and things like that. It will put people in danger. And if you're going over to be a peacekeeper, it's not supposed to be in a kinetic role. You're not supposed to be gunfighting. You're supposed to be there to make sure that the peace is stable and happening with linking backs to the nation, the UN, the US. I don't think we're there yet because of these public executions. If Australians were there now, it would be a kinetic fight and it would draw in every other nation. So I think we've got to watch this from a distance, but also make sure that we're standing closely with our allies in the US and the UK and offer support where they think it's needed. But right now, you'd be in a gunfight.
How would you feel about peacekeepers, Julian?
I mean, the government would consider any requests for contributions to international efforts in the normal way. I'll make one point. I've said for years, I think on your show, Pete, in forums and elsewhere, that my view about this decades-old conflict is that it will only end when the world sets limits to the conflict and intervenes collectively to guarantee the security of the State of Israel and the Palestinian state.
I'm not going to play the rest of that. It's just talking about the Liberal Party of Australia, which, if you've been following me very long, you know how I feel about Liberals. They're all just socialists and communists to me, man. Anyways, that's my own opinion. So, he was talking about the only way that Israel and Hamas will stop fighting is if the world sets a precedent for sets limits for them to stop fighting. So what does that mean? Does that mean that they're gonna separate the land, which is Israel's land, because that's what they're fighting about to begin with? That's why the Palestinians and Israel are fighting is a land dispute. The Palestinians think they own it, but God gave the land to Israel. And the Palestinians don't think this. And they've been fighting for forever over this. But the current fight between Hamas and Israel right now is because they attacked them in October of 2023. So, I personally don't think that God will allow Israel. I mean, Israel's land to be divided. I think that's totally against something that he's willing to let stand. And if it was to happen, he'd be pissed. And judgment would be coming swiftly. So, what's your opinions on this? Do you think that that's going to be the way that the Hamas-Israel war stops, or the Palestinian conflict and Israel conflict stops? Or is there going to be some other peace deal made? You can leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe to my videos. It helps YouTube algorithm. So I'm trying my hardest to build a news channel, and I can't do it without the support from viewers like you. With that said, this is Cascadia Coast News signing out. Y'all have a good night.